Welcome back to the dopest show you won't get sick of. I'm Spencer, and this is Sasha. I spent most of my 20s in federal prison, but I've been off heroin since April 9th, 2010. Got a lot of stories about the stupid stuff I did to get put in prison. I've also got quite a few stories about the crazy stuff that actually happened when I was in federal prison. And God forbid you end up in prison, you want to make some of the same mistakes I made. Having terrible acid reflux, so bear with me here, but I'm all good. I will be alright, but if I pause, that's why. So, and also, sorry this one didn't come out as quick as I meant for it to. I meant to do it right after the other one. My fiance, it's a busy season in the jewelry industry. My fiance is a jeweler. Our hot water in our 101-year-old house has went out. It's like a 90-year-old heating system. The breakers are glass. So I have to heat it up in a moonshine heater. It's a 6-gallon heater. I heat it up on the stove too, gallon by gallon, and carry it up, and the moonshine heater keeps it warm. So, you know, she's got to get up, and I've got to get her bath ready. Anyway, that's side the point. It's been a hellacious week. Ain't that something? Get an abscess tooth, have somebody charge fraudulent stuff to your credit card, and these antibiotics. Oh my God, the gas. Ew. It's something awful. I mean, that's some evil stuff it's expelling. Just like my celly used to say, Peanut was what his name was, and he used to say he'd bust ass, and I'd get mad at him, and I knew jalapenos gave me bad gas, so I'd eat them, and then I'd bust back on him, and he'd say, "You got the colon cancer," he'd say. Lord have mercy. That dude it was like he was a good friend, but he got to a point where it was too much disrespect. And I was just a kid. It was the year and a month I did in jail. I spent that amount of time there, and I was 135 pounds when I got there, and I started working out. And this guy, Spider, who I'd actually sold dope to on the street, Spider would meet me at the drug court office during the first time that I did it, which I quit eventually. And he knew that I had to go do a drug test that day, so he'd call the color code and wait till they called my color. And then he'd show up on that day, and he'd ask, "Spencer, can you help me out?" And I'd say, "Yeah, Spider." And I already knew he was going to be there, so I had him what I call a little trick bag made up. He's good people, but but anyway, you wouldn't have guessed him either. Now, Spider was a college basketball player for West Virginia. He looked like a common dope fiend with peanut butter colored teeth, big round pot belly after he'd been in jail for a while, but when he's out of jail he'd get on that stem fast diet. But he had this big old belly, probably 60-70 pounds overweight, 250. "Buddy, please stop." It's my little mutt dog. But anyway, he'd get in there and you'd see this white guy with salt and pepper hair and peanut butter colored teeth with pot belly schooling everybody. I mean, seriously, "Buddy, please stop. Please." He's a little attention whore, and whenever Sasha goes into heat, you'd think he got his nuts cut off, it'd fix that. That's the dangest thing after that happened, because after that happened, he had this, I call it his change purse, because they cut them out there and it left this big old flat. It shriveled up though. He got the bad end of the stick though, because he got a little white pecker and big old black balls, which he don't even have the black balls anymore. But he got the bad end of that stick. That's bad luck if you call it right there. But anyhow, yeah, Spider, he told me some funny stories. Lord have mercy, he told me some funny stories. He told me one time that whenever he was on the road crew during prison, he always suitcased, shove something up there, tobacco, something. He had somebody that was going to meet him. They'd arrange it. Well, this one time he got a package of tobacco, about 3. He called it quarter rolls. I guess it's a quarter roll with, I don't know. And he went and put soap on it in the bathroom, so there wasn't nothing to, make it easier. It turned out to be that grit. That gritty stuff they use in construction sites? Oh, man, he shoved that up his butthole. And he pooped himself on the way back. I mean, imagine that stuff would tear you up, don't you? Now, they do a squat and cough, so the guard makes squat and cough, and he says, "I'm going to tell you, I shit myself." He said, "Man, I still got to search her." And he looks, and My God, son, what you got hidden up there? He says, 3/4 rolls and a lighter, sir, nothing else. Go on. He didn't want to have to deal with that mess. Oh, Lord, that was awful. That was a funny story he told me about. Now, another funny story was this guy, Stacy Fisher. He got 20 years for a half-pound of crystal meth, which is wrong on so many levels, but he got clemency. Took his sentence down to 13 years. The Richard Petty pills. Him and his buddies, he was big old speed. I mean, even though it was a half-pound, he was the speed guy for his small little town of Harrisonburg. And they wanted his connect, who was a big Mexican player, and he wouldn't give it up. And he didn't understand either. He didn't understand the concept. I'm not saying he would have told her anything different, but he didn't understand 20 mandatory minimum. So when the judge sentenced him 20, he said 20 years. He thought that, like in the state, 5 to 40 is the guidelines. That's what the guidelines are. But make sure nobody missed nobody, or that I'm not making anybody sit outside because they're trying to let me continue. But anyway, 5 to 40 is what it carries, but the guidelines are like 6 months to 15 months. Go figure. So when I saw 5 to 40, I had 3 5 to 40s. I thought, shoot, I'm going to do 15 years unless they combine them all together. And then, shoot, lawyer said, he's like, well, on average, people spend about 6 months to 15 months in here for this. And I'm like, but it says 5 to 40. He's like, oh, that's just what it carries. And I'm like, that doesn't make a damn bit of sense. That makes 0 sense. And then the feds, to confuse the shit out of you, they sentence you in months. Now, I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty good with numbers. But when they sentenced me to 96 months, my ears popped from my blood pressure getting so high. And I said, oh, shit, how much is that? 120 months. That's 10 years. Okay, so it's less than 10 years. That's good. 60 months. It's more than 5 years, so that's bad. Shit. And I'm doing the math and everything else. And, yeah, you become real stupid when they tell you that sentence and how many months they sent you to months. That's stupid as shit. The judge that sentenced me too, making sure nobody. No, don't want anybody to have to sit outside while I do this. I'll just redo it if that's the case. But anyway, Larry Flint, the one that did the Larry Flint Jerry Falwell case in Roanoke, Virginia, Judge Turk, that was my sentencing judge. This guy was 97 years old. And this is a city, okay? This is like a 15-floor federal building in a city of 200,000 people, what the two neighboring cities have. Another 50,000 each, at 300,000, 350,000 in the greater Roanoke area. Roanoke College, Hollins College, okay? Roanoke College is one of the top 5 most expensive colleges in the country. Hollins College is an all-girls college. And there's all kinds of stuff in between. Right down the road from Virginia Tech, Radford University. It's a big building. And he's got this little dog running around during my guilty. I'm there to just say, to be like, I'm sorry what happened. I've changed my life since then. Please don't put me away for 20 years. And the prosecution's like, basically, fuck him. Put him away for 15 years is what they asked for. And my lawyer speaks, and my lawyer interviews me and everything else. And it was a civil thing, because we agreed to avoid a trial. So basically, it's what you call an open guilty plea. I plead guilty. The prosecution says what they think I should get, and that's a bullshit. 15 years for fucking letting somebody have a room in your apartment. That's some horse shit. They did that number so high because they knew that if they didn't, then I'd probably get let out. So that's why they asked for that dumbass number. And that's bullshit. I'm going to let you know that right now. But everything's worked out well. My life is good today. I'm with my high school crush, who wouldn't have had me back then. It's all worked out. It's all good. But it's still bullshit. And I'm going to prove it too. Anyhow, so Stacy Fisher, back to him. His dog had these anxiety pills. And I don't know anything about racing, but they were like orange and like the number of Richard Petty's cars. They call them the Richard Petty pills. And him and his buddy decided to take them. He said it fucked him up worse than polio. They didn't know what to do. So his buddy said, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go outside real quick. And his buddy came back inside, and he's like, man, why didn't you use the bathroom? He said, I don't know. He said, you shit far enough away from the house, nobody will see that, right? And he said, yeah. Well, the next morning they got up, about 20 foot out from the house. He saw a pile of shit right in front of it. Richard Petty pills. That was something that messed him up. They decided to take his dog's medicine That was something that was funny. It cracked me up too. I got so many stories that people told me that I can pass on. You know, the stories they told me that I can pass on. But the funniest one that my grandma hates. Oh, shit. I forgot about this. Jonesy. Jonesy was my best friend for a good long while in there. He's my cellmate. He's had so many strokes now, you wouldn't recognize him as the same person, and it's pitiful. I love him, but strokes are something awful. But anyway, he was on speed for a whole long time, and he was passing out after a 5, 6, 7 day binge. Had his mouth open, laying on the side of the bed, and then he like tasted shit. He said, "What the fuck?" And then the girl he was fucking around with ran off. He. He said, "I got you. He, bitch. I'll get you, bitch." So she ended up passing out, and he gets butt naked, and he puts one foot on the bed and one foot on a little nightstand, and he said he meant to fart in her mouth, but it ended up coming out like a cow pissing on a flat rock because he'd been drinking Mad Dog 2020. He got diarrhea all over her face when he was squatting over that. I told my grandma this in the visiting room. My grandma's like, "I kill him." Why would you tell me that? Oh my God, why would you tell me that? And she gets so mad. But that's a funny one right there that Jonesy told me about. He said she chased him out of the house with a 25, firing off on him. Said he ran his ass, ran his shitty ass, shit run down his legs down the road. Had to do that. Lord, 25, little hand cannon. But anyway, if you like this shit, press the like button. If you don't, I don't really give a shit. I've been busy today. I'm going to do 2 more videos, so you can kiss my ass if you got something to say about it taking a while. But I'm getting it done, okay? It's been an exhausting week. But anyhow, I hope you like this shit. If not, you can eat shit.